Today's soup we are making is a copycat recipe for Olive Garden's chicken gnocchi soup. This is one of my favorite recipes and most of my family's favorite recipe. Unfortunately, this item right here has gluten, so my husband can't eat it. But the rest of us love it, and don't worry, I will make him something else absolutely delicious. So, it calls for an onion. I had this chopped into the freezer, and I wanted to use it up. So I'm using a red onion. I think you'd probably normally use a yellow onion or a white onion, but 1 onion, 1/4 of a cup of flour, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of carrots, 1 pound of chicken. I used a chicken breast because, believe it or not, I did not have any like chicken off the bone, so I took the easy route and just chopped up a chicken breast, and that'll be good. It calls for parsley, garlic, fresh would be best, but this is what I have. 1 pack of gnocchis. I have purchased the ones at the Dollar Tree, and I would not recommend them, but this is a very good brand. You can get most grocery stores, and it's not very expensive. 6 cups of chicken broth. This is all my homemade chicken broth. 2 cups of milk, some olive oil, and 1 cup. That is my dog, if you're wondering what that noise is. My son is outside vacuuming his car, and the dog wants to go out and play. So, anyway, so 1 cup of spinach. This I had put in the freezer. I love spinach that way because if you get to where it's starting to look like it's going to spoil, just throw it in a bag in the freezer, and you can use it in cooking. You wouldn't eat it raw, but it's perfect in soups and stuff. I even will throw it in just like a regular chicken noodle soup. It essentially has no flavor, and it's very good for you. So these are all our ingredients, and I'm going to get started so that our dinner is ready for supper tonight. Since I have raw chicken, I'm going to start with a little olive oil in my pan, and I'm going to brown my chicken. Sizzling nice. I shook some pepper on it to give it a little flavor, and I'm going to let it keep sizzling. Yum! I'm going to throw in this big spoon of minced garlic. I'm going to put my onions in and let them cook. And then I'm going to throw in my carrots. I'm going to let those get all softened up and yummy. Pretty easy so far, huh? Okay, see how I have some of the juices from the chicken and onions and stuff, and probably some of that olive oil I had put in the pan. I'm going to make a roux. I have a 1/4 cup of flour, and you just add that to your pan, and you want to incorporate it. Stir it around and let it cook a little bit. Ooh, steamy. That's what's going to make your soup thick without adding like heavy cream or whatever. That would normally make it thick. So, alright, there's that. Now I'm going to start adding my liquids. Alright, 4 cups of homemade chicken broth. 2 more cups for a total of 6 cups of homemade chicken broth. Which is essentially bone broth. Let's stir this. Now, I have to fess up. I forgot to add the 4 tablespoons of butter. But guess what? If I don't need to, I'm not going to add it. And it looks to me like I can omit that since I forgot anyway. And it'll just be a little healthier. And I'll save half a stick of butter for something else. So, win-win. Look at that. That looks really good. I've made this soup so many times, but it's always a little different every time because of the type of chicken you use. I use red onions this time instead of yellow. I have homemade chicken broth, and that always has a different flavor depending on how I made it. Anyway, I can tell you though, it's always delicious. It doesn't matter how I make it. Now, I think I'm going to add in the milk next. Now it calls for 2 cups of milk. Stir that around a little. Again, soup always amazes me because they're very healthy. I mean, look at all these veggies and stuff you can get in your family, and they don't seem to notice. Carrots. In a minute, I'm going to add spinach, onions, good protein, milk for calcium. They're just kind of a nice balanced meal. The last thing I'm going to add before the spinach is 2 teaspoons of parsley. I'm just going to shake it. If you had fresh, that'd be the best. But I have dried. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to let this cook a little bit, and at the very end I'll add the spinach before, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before I serve it. I'll throw that spinach in. Alright, I'm going to add my gnocchis. Stir. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to add the spinach. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. Alright. So, you don't have to go to Olive Garden tonight. You can make your own Olive Garden soup. And to be honest, I know you can make your Olive Garden salad too. They sell the dressing. And you can have soup salad. And probably even buy some of those delicious breadsticks in the freezer section. And it's just like you went out to eat for way less money. And it'll still taste absolutely delicious. Our soup is ready, and look at that. It looks absolutely delicious. That is my gnocchi chicken soup. I'll see you next week.